This is the Roman Republic in 87 BC, right after the Social War. What was the Social War, you may ask? To briefly explain, it was an armed conflict between the Roman Republic and the anti-Roman Italians, otherwise known as Socii. This conflict emerged to the Socii not being able to become full Roman citizens and subsequently not having the right to vote. This led to a feeling of inequality between the Socii and the Romans and ultimately led to conflict. While the Republic did suffer some defeats in the beginning of the war was essentially won due to the actions of Lucius Cornelius Sulla Felix. While Sulla had a notable career before the Social War, it was during this conflict that he obtained the title of Praetor and became immensely popular with the Roman people. This was because he had won several great victories against the Socii. Eventually, the Roman Social War was ended after these victories, and the Republic extended citizenship to all who would lay down their arms. However, peace for the Republic did not last long. In Anatolia, a powerful Pontus king known as Mithridates had invaded Rome's ally, Bithynia. In response, the local Roman legion stationed in the province of Asia attempted to stop Mithridates, but they were defeated, and most of Anatolia would fall under the control of Mithridates. Mithridates would also commit a genocide against Roman civilians and killed around 100,000 Romans who were living in Anatolia. It was at this point Sulla, who had just achieved the consulship of Rome, went to leave for Anatolia to confront Mithridates. However, Sulla's political rival, Gaius Marius, demanded that the Senate remove Sulla's command and that command of the army heading for Anatolia be given to him. The Senate accepted Marius's demands. Hearing of this before his army left Italy and livid over the situation, Sulla took his army and marched on Rome. This act was forbidden by Roman law, and no one in Rome had expected such a move from Sulla. Marius was unable to raise a proper army for the defense of Rome, and barely managed to escape before Sulla captured the entire city. Sulla restored order to the city and declared Marius a public enemy. While Marius escaped to Africa, Sulla continued to Greece to fight Mithridates, who had expanded his control into Greece. Sulla would recapture Athens and defeat Mithridates in 2 separate battles. This would conclude the First Mithridatic War, as Mithridates would surrender soon after. In the peace, all borders would be restored to what they were before the war. As Sulla was busy with this, Marius had raised legions in Africa and marched on Rome. After he had successfully recaptured the city, Marius proceeded to slaughter all of Sulla's allies and supporters who were still in the city. However, Marius would die a few weeks later, and this essentially left a power vacuum in Rome. Seeing this, Sulla returned with his army to Italy. Supporters of Marius still held power in Rome and tried desperately to stop Sulla from capturing the capital. They sent several different armies and commanders to try to defeat Sulla, but all of them would fail. During these battles, Pompey and Crassus would distinguish themselves by helping Sulla win several important battles. After this, Sulla retook the city of Rome and was proclaimed dictator for life by the Senate, and shortly after enacted a purge of anyone who did not support him. One person who barely managed to escape this purge was Gaius Julius Caesar. Now that Sulla had absolute power, he would pass a number of laws and reforms. The goal of some of these laws was to prevent anyone from seizing power the same way he did. After being dictator for 1 year and serving one more term as consul, Sulla would retire and live out the rest of his days in a countryside villa.